Ma. Welcome back, 4KPAPI, episode 3. We were meant to do this episode, I'd say on nearly 3 weeks ago. What do you reckon about then?
Yeah, probably about 2, 3 weeks ago. Hey,
Yeah,
it's been a hot minute.
yeah. Well, we were gonna do it the day before I got my wisdom teeth out, and family stuff happened. My brother fractured his hand, so I had to take him to hospital. So family comes first, unfortunately, and then the next day I got my wisdom teeth out, and there was no way I could even speak until now. And Gerald's been moving house. He's got a nice new backdrop.
Oh no, this is fake, dude. This is a green screen.
This is fake, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, this is fake.
Yeah. So life's been pretty hectic. We've, unfortunately, have lives. No, we're pretty fortunate to have lives and friend group, and you know, this is not. It just sometimes doesn't work out, and hopefully we can have a better schedule from now on. But we're not going to harp on it too much. I'm just going to ask how you've been, Gerald.
Yeah, been pretty good. I was pretty stressed getting all this stuff out during the move. Now it's pretty much all done. Now I got to go back, do some last cleaning of the house tomorrow, and then getting the cleaning ladies coming through for the last rent inspection or the last final inspection, and then yeah. But apart from that, it's been pretty good. Hey,
So what? So you're gonna what are you gonna clean tomorrow?
I just needed to like clean the skirting boards that's in my room, and then the walls. That's pretty much it. I mean, the whole house is pretty clean in general because we're clean, hygienic boys, so you know how it is.
Yeah, you're actually the many few that are clean, hygienic boys.
Yeah,
But
well,
you were
I
probably
try to be.
you were raised in probably a clean house. I'm guessing.
Yeah, dude. Most Asians are no raised in a strict, clean household. Everyone goes to church on the Sunday, and then our family goes to church and then goes clean for the whole day, reset for the whole
No.
week. So that's how I've been taught. You know.
Yeah, that's so fair. Well, yeah, my mum and I was always on top of it. We did it kind of like a little bit every day, so it wasn't ever terrible to do in one big day. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
no, I completely understand. But most importantly, how are you, Vincenzo?
I'm stressed, but I obviously just said before I had all four of my wisdom teeth out, and I've broken 20 bones in my life, and I reckon getting all four wisdom teeth out was probably the worst thing I've ever gone through. Like
Okay.
no cap. I reckon that was fucked. I love my food. I love my food, bro. I couldn't
Yeah,
eat. I was
facts.
in pain. The medicine I was on hell fuck with my head, but it's alright. I'm much better now. I'm eating now. Not on those stupid meds anymore, and I'm kind of getting back on track now because, yeah, obviously like with the main podcast and like got a lot of DJ sets coming up and stuff. So now it's back to grind, and work's pretty hectic. So I'm trying to like juggle it all at once, and plus I'm moving house soon as well.
Yeah, I heard about that. And then just a couple issues like you having to put some stuff in our storage space because your mum won't let you move stuff in her house.
Yeah, I'm only gonna bring my bed and my bookshelf, but yeah, I said Ayla can use my standing desk.
Yeah,
So
and I was saying if you still needed to, if you can't be bothered unpacking your cubes, I can just leave it in my room until you need it.
what is the what?
Your little pigeonhole cube things that you put all your stuff in.
Yeah, I was hoping not to unpack that because that was IKEA, and you know how bad IKEA is to put together.
Yeah, facts, like all the screws and stuff. After putting my bed together, I've kind of given up on flat packs for a little bit, eh?
Yeah, well, hopefully you don't need to buy another bed anytime soon.
I hope not if you don't break it, eh?
Not me, bro. We'll move on because we actually got a lot jam packed in this episode, but we're gonna try and get through. Obviously, the main thing today will be finishing off the Halloween week. I know we're late, like you said, like I said before, we've been busy and we couldn't get to it, and that just is what it is. But we're gonna finish it off. We've committed to it. We've watched all 31 movies. It was a grind, and now we're gonna talk about the remaining movies we have left, and then we're going to rank all 31 of them. And then I've got some movie news, I've got some personal questions, and if we get enough time, we're going to talk about some new movies we watched that I'm actually kind of eager to talk about, but we'll see how it goes. So, we have reviewed all the way up to day 22, and from now we're starting from day 23, which is Evil Dead Rise. and this is the, what would I say, the legacy sequel to the franchise. There hasn't been one since I think 2012, and it was crazy that I was actually really excited for this movie because the first Evil Dead, not the very first one, but the first in 2012 or 2011 it came out, was the first movie that proper scared me, that I proper lost sleep over or was too scared to go to sleep. Have you watched the 2011, 2012 one?
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So when I watch that, because usually when I stay at home work, I also have like a movie in the background, so I'm also watching that.
Mm.
When I watched that, I was like, oh yeah, all right. It's just like people going to a cabin. It's probably haunted because it shows that it's like there's evil spirits and whatever there.
Mm.
That's happened in the day, and then yeah, when it got heated so quick because it
Yeah,
was just like that. Yeah, it
it's
just
just a
got
blood
heated so
fest,
quick.
and like it just reminded me of like a zombie movie with like possession, and it was just so gory and fucked up, dude. It was just, and I was like 13 at the time, and that really just fucked with me, and I think that's kind of what sparked my interest in horror and being so how do you say it? What did you say it? Desensitized
Desensitized.
from
Yeah,
it because I was so young when I watched it, and it was so like hectic. So now I think just growing up, I just really wasn't scared of much else that was got put on the screen. But anyway, we're not here to talk about the first Evil Dead. We're talking about Evil Dead Rise. Came out this year in like March. I went to the first screening of it in Perth when it came out, and it was in a packed cinema, a lot of horror fans. And I tell you what, this movie delivers, bro. I think it's um, Evil Dead. I watched all of them before. I rewatched all of them, 1 to 3, and the new one before I went to this, and it's the most consistent horror franchise out there, I believe, besides Scream. This brings something fresh to the Evil Dead franchise with like being in an apartment building, using a proper family. I think was a really strong advantage in this movie. Having stakes of like not just a friend group like every Cabin in the Woods movie, but having a proper family with a little kid and two teenage kids and an auntie and mum and all that. And it was honestly easily one of the most creepiest movies I've seen in a long time. What do you think?
yeah. Because I don't do gore very well, so that's why I haven't watched Saw and stuff. So when I watched this movie, I was like, yeah, okay. After watching the first two, I can already set the expectation that it's going to be super bloody. There's going to be a whole lot of kills or just really gruesome stuff. And coming to the movie, I already expected it. I didn't lose any sleep over it because during the whole month I was already desensitized, so it's pretty much just me squirming.
Yeah.
But yeah, out of the whole movie series that we've watched so far, that one's probably made me squirm the most.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't really do many gore factor for the fact that you don't really like gore, and that's fair enough. Not going to force you to watch any gore movies, but it is pretty creepy though. I think the supporting actress that plays the main devil, the mum, did really well. I think she really brought the uncomfortableness of being a demon and made it her a real threat. You know what I mean? And like I said before, don't fuck with kids, bro. And they had to put kids in this, and it really, this movie just real fucked with me personally. Like I felt so attached to the family. I think it did a really good building the relationship and that, and obviously gives you those emotions of the highs and lows, like the brother finding the record and playing it, and you're just like, just don't fucking play it. You just know what's gonna happen. You're just like, just don't fucking play that record.
Yeah, no, I had the same thing because when you're watching, you're like, no, don't do it, you don't do it. Even in the first movie, when they open the book and then clearly it's got some cursed stuff in it, and you're just like, oh, you're an idiot. Why would you even? If
Mm.
I had a whiff of something like that, I would be like, no, I'll throw it straight in the bin. There's no chance.
Dude, literally, he plays the first recording, and they talk about the devil, and he plays the second recording. I was like, there's no way you actually just took that vinyl off and chucked the other one on.
Yeah, and it started chanting that stuff. As soon as I
Oh.
hear anything that's not English or like Latin based, I'm like, nah.
I think the best part about this movie as well was no survivors, really, if you know what I'm saying. Like, they didn't hold back on taking these main characters. And obviously, all these movies we're talking about are going to be spoilers. So if you haven't watched any of them, I will be putting timestamps if you want to skip past a movie you haven't watched and you don't want to be spoiled. So pretty much, yeah, I think what really got me in the end is that obviously the ending was really crazy. I think it was so out of the box, like making them all combine and becoming this one massive fucked up creature. But what really got to me in the end was like the mum was dead, the brother and the sister were dead, and
Yeah.
the auntie's just lost her sister, and that little girl has just been through all that and just lost her family. And I think the downside of this movie is they kind of played it off like it was nothing, if you know what I mean. But I think the positive side of it is that they took that risk and left no survivors.
Yeah, apart from the storyline, because the storyline's pretty solid. Apart from what you just mentioned, I feel like everything was pretty well crafted.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, just it's unpredictable. You just didn't really know what was going to happen, apart from the typical possession. But like, how else are possessions going to happen when someone does anything with cursed items? But yeah, when it comes to just the typical heart feelings of families, so when the kid didn't really kind of know what happened, what's happening to the mum. I think it's her mum locked herself in that room and then trying to let her in because oh, mum's outside,
yeah.
fine.
Mm.
Um, and what really fucked me up the most was that cheese grate scene, dude. Holy, I keep thinking about it sometimes. It's
Yeah,
like my Roman Empire.
no thanks, dude. That is just like,
Yeah.
how dare you? I hate when movies like take things like that. That's just an everyday thing you look at, and you just know that it would be the most painful experience.
No, absolutely. Even when you're grating a carrot and then you chip it, it already hurts. Imagine that on your leg.
That's so true, bro. That is so true. What did you end up rating it? Oh, I actually want to quickly announce I'm cutting my fucking out of 10 ratings. I think it's too hard to keep track of when I'm doing rankings of movies. Like I'm trying to do Star Wars right now, which is like pretty easy to rank, but something like this, I had to keep going back to movies and looking at my like out of 10s.
Yes.
Just and
Yeah.
I'm scrapping the out of 10s. I'm sick of it. I'm just going to keep the out of 5s.
I always thought about that because I never bothered with the out of tens because then you have to go into the points and stuff. I'm like, I'll just stick to the star ratings. But yeah, I rated it 4.5 out of 5,
Oh, you go
which
rated
is
pretty
pretty
high.
high. I
Yeah.
did. I really did enjoy it.
I rated it a 4 out of 5. You know, it might actually go to a 4.5. I think I'd like to watch it again. I did rewatch it. Um, it might go to a 4.5. I think it's kind of it is fresh, but it's nothing too like out of the box, if you know what I mean. I
I
think
don't know. I mean, like, I know it's not out of the box, but in terms of, I don't know how many movies you've seen that, like, your sister putting through another person through a wood chipper, dude, and then
I
just blood going everywhere. I've never seen that before.
have. I'll give you a good movie. It's a comedy horror, so I'll give you a good movie to watch if you want to see a wood chipper scene.
Oh, we can talk about that later. But yes, no,
Yeah.
if you've proven me wrong, then apparently there's a wood chipper scene. But
Yeah, it's not nothing like that. That was hectic. That was hectic. Yeah, I'm just gonna stick to my 4 out of 5. I'm not gonna change it. On to the next movie. My phone is locked. Give me 2 seconds. The next movie was the Blair Witch Project, which we both fucking loved, didn't we, Jared? We loved this movie.
mm, love is a bit of a overstatement by a long shot. Now, I do love movies that are cam recorded. So most recently, I've watched what is it called? It's like Grave Encounters.
Oh yeah, Grave
That's like
Encounter.
a
Yeah.
yeah, so that's a cam-based movie. Now, I think everything stemmed off from the Blair Witch Project because this is the first cam-recorded movie done. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it
I,
is.
I do. I do think it's one of the first.
Yeah. So the marketing for this movie was absolutely crazy because people actually thought that this was
A real movie.
a real,
Oh,
no, not
a
even a real
real
movie,
movie.
a real event that people were lost in the woods.
Well, they actually thought there was a
And
camp they found, but the marketing was crazy because like it wasn't really like it. There was websites and it was like find these missing people, so they full misled everyone.
yeah, so people thought they actually went missing. But coming into watching the movie, it was very underwhelming. I was very disappointed. I come in with high hopes, hoping to see more. more possessions or more spiritual activities, but not really. So what happened was just a group of friends going to the woods. They're filming everything. Now all the shots that's taken are done through a camera recorder. So even when they're sleeping or talking or dialogue, it's completely pitch black. Whenever they're looking at a like outside, they're using a torch. You can only see where the torch is facing, which I didn't like. Even when torches were being faced at the camera, it felt like I was being flashbanged. You know, I couldn't see anything. I couldn't articulate anything that's happening because it was just poorly done. Um, Especially towards the end as well, felt like there was no meaning to it apart from they found a house. One of the mates is just standing in the middle of like just facing a wall. You know, as any possessions happen in any horror movies, but I don't know, nothing really happened. It was just underwhelming.
That's what I was like. One of my notes was, um, this movie was sleep in a tent, wake up, there's a bunch of sticks together. Oh my god, I'm scared. And then they just fucking was shit friends to each other and blaming each other for being lost. And then they went to sleep and they woke up and there was more sticks there. And I was like, what the
Mm.
fuck is actually going on? Didn't see anyone really die. They just disappeared.
Yeah,
The only cool shot I found when in this was when she's like recording herself and she's like um, really upset. You know, like I kind of felt that. I think this movie was very well acted. They made it so believable. But obviously, us knowing now, I think there's a few movies I'd like to be alive for when it came out in the cinema, and I think that would have been one of them. You know, I wish I could have experienced that event. It would have been like an end game for horror. You know what I mean? It's just like everyone thinks this movie is like real, so everyone has to go see it. You know what I mean?
the concept I definitely enjoy. I enjoy the camera recorded movies because this feels like a sense of being there. You know, it feels like you're experiencing it.
Yeah, exactly. But like the ending was so anticlimactic. They went to this house and you didn't even see anyone get fucked up. You just like, you know what I mean? It was just like, what the fuck did I?
It's just a
Yeah.
bunch of screaming.
No, it's
Hey,
just fucking. They just film on the ground for fucking 45 minutes of it.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I reckon we should watch Grave Encounters if we're watching video recorded movies because I remember watching that for the first time, and then I that like gave me nightmares. I couldn't sleep for ages. But
Okay,
rewatching it now, I was just laughing at it.
we can
But
do
back to the but yeah,
we can do a cam record episode because I'd actually. Have you seen Cloverfield?
no, I
That's
have
what
not.
I'd actually like you to watch Cloverfield. That's one of my found footage is called. That's what they're called. They're called. Dude, this mic keeps auto turning down itself.
The
Um,
auto game. Yeah.
it's Cloverfield's one of my favorite found footage films.
Okay, I
Uh,
don't know what it's about,
I
but
won't tell you
we'll
because
definitely
we'll
do
go
an
on.
episode.
Yeah, we'll do a found footage. But I'm gonna give Blair Witch a 1.5. I don't think I'd ever really watch that, and I probably wouldn't really recommend it to anyone. But you know, I've seen a lot of people I follow on Letterboxd give it like a 5 out of 5 or a 4. So everyone's different, I guess. But I don't think it's that crazy.
Yeah, I've seen that like a lot of people actually rated it really highly, but I'm with you on this one. I've rated it 1.5. It looks like you've rated it a 2 on
Oh,
my
I did
thing,
rate it a
but
2. I did rate it a 2.
yeah, I
Okay,
rated it at 1.5.
I'll leave that for now. I'll give it some credit. It's got a 3.3 on Letterboxd, so a lot of people love it. And it's 678,000 people have watched it. Have been logged it on Letterboxd. That's crazy.
Yeah, I
Uh,
feel like it's people just eat up the whole reality thing about like how people actually feel in a situation like that.
yeah. Yeah. Maybe I just wasn't locked in enough, but at the same time, I do think it was pretty boring. But we'll move on to the next movie, and that is The Thing in 1982, John Carpenter's. This is one of my favorite films of all time. I watched years ago the prequel that came out in like 2013, and then I didn't even know there was an original until I got into film, and I watched the original, and I think this is one of the easily. I wouldn't even say it's like a horror movie. It's more of like a whodunit or like a thriller murder mystery with like just an alien in it. But it does have its horror elements to it, and it is classed as a horror. And I can understand why people might think it's scary because the practical effects in this are fucking nuts and gnarly and pretty creepy. But I've seen this about 3 times now. What did you think, Gerald? Because this is your first time watch.
Yeah, it's my first time watching it. Everyone, if you've been following the series, you know I love a whodunit. Now, I reckon it is a horror because I was kind of scared, Like, just people going, "Oh, who are you the are you the monster?" You know, I didn't realize it was going to be the dog at first, and then it started being like people. But I genuinely enjoyed this movie
Mm.
because of the practical effects and actually being able to see what that thing looked like.
I think at the
I
start,
enjoyed it.
yeah, it gets straight into it. That's the part I love about it. It's just like straight into it. That it just comes out, fucks the dogs up, and it's just like use real. That's the best thing about horror movies in the old days. They use real, not CGI. And I think
Mm.
in the prequel they made is like 10 years ago or something. It's the massive downfall is they use CGI, and it's just not good.
No, I completely agree. The physical, like the reality of the props that they've used makes it look incredible. Just it looks so real because it is real, rather than all the CGI stuff that you can see where people are like pretending it's their heads not,
Mm.
whereas they're actually like experiencing it.
Yeah, I think.
But
What do you say?
I also enjoyed how people were just blaming each other,
Yeah, yeah,
like
and that
going, "Oh, it's you."
and they bring up like really good theories of who it is. They make some really good points throughout the film, and I just love how like you can feel everyone just getting a little bit more crazy as the movie goes along because that's exactly you're in the middle of nowhere, and it's just like a like it's just used and against this monster you can't see.
I love how creative they got towards the end as well of trying to figure out how or who the monster is. So when everyone was strapped to the chair, and then obviously if you get a bit of a sample of their blood and you start poking shit out of them, it's gonna obviously reveal itself. So
It's
like
heat. It didn't
seeing everyone
like
tied
heat.
up, yeah, it
Didn't.
didn't like heat.
Yeah.
So everyone was just like tied up, and then they found the person. They ended up eating the people in the chair anyways.
Yeah, yeah. I think what was I gonna say? Yeah, it is very creative, like you said, and I think I'm having a massive mental blank right now. What I was gonna say, but yes, I think that I can't fucking. What was I gonna say? I need to rethink. What did you say? The creative of it, the
The
blood,
kills, the
the kills.
kills, the kill,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
the creativity of the kills, and
With the
also trying to
blood.
find out.
Yes, and I think that was very creative, and I think the fact that it was also in one location, and I find one location movies very hard to tackle, right? And to keep yourself entertained in these one locations, you've got to come up with those creative ideas of how to like, keep people entertained. And I think the Who Done It really helps it, but also like you said, the way of like figuring each way out how to like, to see signs of who it could be in or who is the monster, and
Yeah,
it's just like it's just a movie where you just want to like sit down, grab a rug, and you just want to like just like be so locked in and just think about like who it could be. Obviously, like after you watch it the first time, that's it. Like you got to know like who is and who isn't. But I think when you revisit it, you kind of can just like pick up on more stuff when you watch it. Like you can kind of see signs.
yeah, it really keeps you on your toes, doesn't it?
Mm.
As I feel like that's a running common theme with all the horrors, especially the good ones, is you never expect what's going to happen unless it's really cliche or like it's part of a series. You just kind of really don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because it's only my first watch, but like I just kept getting surprised. I was like, oh, like I wonder who it is. You keep guessing in your mind, and it just makes you more intrigued and what makes you want to watch the movie.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Kurt Russell, the main guy, is fucking so good in it, dude. He's the guy, dude. He's just one of those dudes. He's like, yeah, I'm taking charge. I'm fucking everyone up. That is even who I think is the monster, and you're just like, yeah, this guy's a fucking badass, dude.
Yeah, he's literally him. He is literally
He is
him.
literally him. That is one of a like that is literally me movies.
Yeah,
Um.
but I gave that a 4 out of 5. Hey,
Oh yeah, I thought you would have given it a bit higher, but yeah, 4 out of 5. I think it's genuine. Like it is a bit old, and it can. I do find it sometimes drags. I do.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
There's just unnecessary scenes where they've put some stuff in, and I think it's more so the dialogue, but it's just useless dialogue. It doesn't really add anything to the movie. I think it was just like fillers, but it felt like it dragged on. You're right.
It can like repeat itself, you know, especially when they're trying to figure out who's the monster and who they can trust.
Yes.
I gave it a 4.5.
Okay.
So, but I love it. It's, you know, it's just one of those films that you just love too much and you just can't see it under like a 4.5.
Yeah, one thing I noticed is with myself, I think I'm starting to realize that I don't really like old movies unless they're really, really good.
Yeah, which is very hard to find because they all got shit sound.
Yeah, pretty much. The whole sound thing is just a bummer, but what can you do?
Not much, bro. Because now we're moving on to another old movie. People call it the greatest horror of all time. I tend to disagree, and I'm keen to hear your thoughts on it because this is your first time watch, and this is The Shining from 1980.
I love The Shining. I love The Shining. All the things that you see in current time movies, TV shows, everything refers back to this movie. Because it's my first watch, all the things I've watched previously have some sort of reference to this. Now, um, the whole thing about this person going crazy, the main actor going crazy,
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson, really, really sold the character development in the movie because he came in a writer working during was it during the Christmas holidays?
I think
Yeah,
it
it was
was the
during,
Christmas holidays, yeah, like when it's the snowy season.
yeah, and then the place was completely empty. And then yeah, from there he came in as a normal dude, right? He
Yeah,
came in normal, and then
yeah,
he just started going crazy because what this place did to you because of its history.
yeah,
And then from there, it was just like a snowball effect, you know. The kid as well. I really enjoyed the kid's acting, even though it was like a bit of a hit and miss, but he did really well as being one of the main characters.
mm.
The one annoying thing was the wife.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know what it was about the wife.
yeah.
She just
Her real name's Shelley.
yeah, Shelley Duvall.
Yeah,
Um, kind of annoyed me. I don't know what it was. I don't think it was the face. It was just
I was about to say it's the face.
I think it was a demeanor, you know, just like a submissive, just not not really adding much apart from fear.
Yeah, and I think I'm very funny about The Shining because when I first watched it, I thought it was very slow and boring and nothing was happening. And I think the fact was that I wasn't in the right headspace to watch it because The Shining to me is more of an experience. You have to be committed to watching this movie to understand what is going on and what is going to happen. And, you know, there's so much lore behind this building. And I just couldn't wrap my head around it. And I don't know why I couldn't. And I don't know what I was missing. And then I watched Doctor Sleep. Do you know what Doctor Sleep is? Doctor
No.
Sleep is the sequel, and it is a book. So they didn't make this sequel for no reason. It was a book, and it's about his son when he's older, and pretty much that really helped me understand more of The Shining and the lore. I won't go into it because if you ever want to watch Doctor Sleep, I'd really recommend it. It's okay. I gave it a 3.5. Doctor Sleep, but it is made me understand more about The Shining, which I think I needed, and I did end up bumping my rating to The Shining because I thought that that just really helped me understood it more. And like most people I've talked to about The Shining, it is an experience, and you need to be like 100% committed to watching this movie. And sometimes it's not for people because it is really, how do I say it? Nothing really crazy happens, if you know what I mean. Like all the
I
time,
don't know.
all the time,
What?
like all the time.
Okay.
You know
Yeah,
what I
all
mean?
the
All the
time. You're
time.
right.
It's kind of towards the end that shit really starts to pick up, and I understand that, and that is, um, you know, you got to get to that point to be like, okay, this is fucking nuts,
Yeah.
and unless you're sold, like you said, into character development and a relationship with the kid in the book and the dad, mainly because the wife doesn't bring much to the table, you're not going to be 100% sold on this film.
Yeah, I feel like the kid really carried that movie as well as Jack Nicholson. They really carried that movie. The wife was just there, and then when the Who was it? It was the guy who works in the kitchen. What's
The,
his
oh,
name?
his name is in the movie. His name's Dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when he killed off Dick, I was like, no, dude, he did nothing wrong. Like,
They just came to
I
check
was
on him.
invested. Hey.
Didn't he just come to check on him?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much
yeah.
because yeah, because he knows what's happened, like what happens in that place. You know, it's not like it's the first time. I'm guessing
No, it's
just makes
definitely not.
people go crazy. So he thought he would check up on them, gets axed in the chest, dies. Such a rip.
But I think yeah, for me that I wasn't really sold on anything but being Jack Nicholson on the screen. I think
Not
he's
even the kid. Not even the
the
kid.
yeah, I didn't mind the kid. It was fine. He was fine. He did his job. I think some of the scenes where there's like a scene where he sees the two girls and the camera pans to him and there's like a good 10-second shot of him just like with his mouth open like this, like not
Yeah,
screaming, and I was
just
like
being shocked. Yeah,
this doesn't do it for me. And that's probably because of the fact that it's old.
yeah.
Um,
One scene that really, I'm just like, because I was streaming on Disney, right? The one, like, I was watching it, and then the one scene where the guy, because at this point he was already going crazy, goes to the bathtub, and there was a girl there,
yes,
and then she
yes.
stands up, and then you just see the whole thing. I'm just like, what the hell? This is streaming on Disney. This is wild. Like, this is wild.
On Disney Plus.
Um, on Disney Plus. Yeah, this movie's on Disney Plus, dude.
Yeah, well,
Imagine.
Disney Plus has got R-rated content.
Yeah, I had no idea.
True. Um, so yeah, I ended up giving it 4.5.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I gave it a 4.5. It
Uh,
wasn't enough to be a five,
yeah.
but it was just enough to be like, yeah, plus four.
Yeah, see, a lot of people I follow, this is like their favorite horror movie of all time. I think I need to watch it a bit more, but I need to be in the mood. So hopefully one day I will be more committed to watching that film. Moving on to the next one, which is Five Nights at Freddy's. The classic game. Did you ever play the game?
I did. I played it on my iPad back in the day. That was
iPad.
fun.
Dude, I actually think I played it like the second one on my iPad. Dude,
Yeah.
I think I got an iTunes voucher and I bought it. That's actually crazy. You just unlocked a memory for me. I was quite excited for this film. I did think it did look a bit uh, terrible because of the PG rating when I watched the trailer, but I still was going to watch it and see what it was like. And it was probably a bit worse than I thought it was going to be. We spoiled ourselves with this. It was just you and me that went, and we went to Lux. And yeah, dude, I just didn't really enjoy this film. I think it was. I think there is a point of like where why do we need these PG? So in America it's PG-13. In Australia we call it M-rated. Why do we need so people young so they want to make this money, right? This is what pisses me off. They want to make money. I understand that. You need to make money. I get that. But no horror movie, in my opinion, should be an M-rated. There needs to be something that makes you frightened of this film. You know, it makes you frightened of these movies. And that's, I think, where the first Conjuring really succeeds. You know, it's really scary, it's brutal, and blah, blah, blah. And the rest die off because they want 14-year-olds to come and talk the whole time in the cinema because they can make money off them.
Yeah, no, that's completely right. Now, I feel like with horror movies, put the effort into it, you know?
Mm.
Like, make it scary. Don't make it like, obviously, you have to make money, you're right. But it's a horror movie. You're supposed to kill people. You're supposed to make it like, you're supposed to make it scary. You can't be limiting yourself. And when I watched Five Nights at Freddy's, I already went in with low expectations because renditions of anything, like a rendition of a book turned into a movie or even a game, I need to be sold on it.
Yeah.
And I feel like FNAF was one of those ones where it was like, especially with a rating, I didn't expect there to be any brutal scenes of like people getting killed or anything.
Yeah.
By that point, whenever anything happens, they'll just pan away, and then
Mm.
we have to kind of assume what happens, which is kind of lame.
Yeah. And you know what? This is like, I actually remember now, you sparked my brain because I actually wanted to say I had a really good topic about Five Nights at Freddy, which I've already kind of spoken about, but I need to say my opinion on this. Is that, okay, yes, you need a PG-13 movie to make money, right? And there is a spreadsheet of movies out there that, yes, these movies do make money because people are dumb enough to go buy it. The Nun 2 is a really great example of it. I think The Nun pulled in over $200 million. I could be wrong. Whatever. It still made a lot more money than other movies that deserve that kind of money, right? And I just remembering the fact that we have a movie group chat, and I have never seen more people this year be more keen for The Nun 2 than any other movie we've seen in the cinema. I think we had 14 people come to The Nun 2. All right. There is proof out there that MA R-rated movies make money. Horror, exactly. It made nearly $1 billion. It's like the highest rated horror movie of all time. Zombieland makes that amount of money. You get what I'm saying here?
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't realize how big of a caliber that was. I mean, I feel like the whole Conjuring universe is just, oh, well, started off really well, and then after they've changed everything, I thought it was really garbage. But you're right.
You know,
I understand.
like honestly, like I'm gonna call it quits on buying these tickets because I don't want to support them because it's like I can just see what these movie distributors are doing. They're just like, okay, let's just pump this movie out. Let's make it not gory and not make any uncut, unrated versions for adults. So we just make heaps of money and we'll keep doing it because it makes fucking money. No, I'd prefer something that was actually good. You know what I mean? You put more effort into it, make it MA rated or make it an uncut version, and then people are going to come back more and appreciate it more. Like, you know what I mean? There's no way these people are watching these films and just being like, oh, this is a great fucking movie. Let's put it out.
Yeah, it felt like it was just a complete money grab, in all honesty.
Like, I don't even want to talk about Five Nights at Freddy's because it just, like, annoys me that the fact that they pulled, like, the biggest horror game of all time, right? And they turned it into shit. They did it with Slender Man as well. I don't know if you've ever seen Slender Man movie.
Not the Slender Man movie. I played the game
Yeah.
a lot
Don't
back
watch
in
the
day,
movie. It's
but
fucking trash.
okay.
It's fucking... Oh, it grinds my gears, bro. Like, and then now they've, you know, the director of this movie was literally like, oh, I'm actually really happy how the PG-13 rating came out on this film, and I think it needs to be that. No, it doesn't need to fucking be that. It doesn't. Like,
To be fair, I can see where they're coming from because most of the people that watch it, I mean, probably not now, but the general demographic are probably going to be younger people.
you know, that's bullshit, right? Because when did we play this game in high school? Maybe like just the start of our high school, a bit younger.
Yeah.
We're 25, 24, you know what I mean? Like, that's 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, okay, if you brought this movie out when the game came out, 100%. I understand what you're doing here. The game's fresh. The game came out 10 fucking years ago.
Do people even still play this game?
No, fuck no. Surely not. I don't even
I
know.
feel like there's a whole following. I know I was watching
It's got a
TikTok.
cult following, but surely like people still don't play the games. I don't even know if they made any new games like in the past few years.
I don't know. I feel like we need to fact check that one because I feel like people actually still play this game. Hey,
When did the last Five Nights at Freddy's game release? Oh, you're kidding. Dude, this year.
yeah, I thought so
What the fuck?
because there's a whole lore thing behind it. There's
Oh,
like there's an entire thing. Yeah,
that's wild. I did not know that. Anyway, I'm not gonna harp on it too long because the movie sucked. I think the main character was a shit actor, the guy from Hunger Games, Josh.
Josh Hutcherson.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah, I
No,
liked him. I
I
liked
didn't
his
like him.
acting.
I think the kid actor was a dick. Fucking stay there. Nah, I don't want to stay there. Just walk around. Whatever. Fuck you. I gave it a 2 out of 5.
Yeah, I gave it yeah, 2.5 out of 5.
I gave it respect. I give it respect to the fact that they used real robots.
Animatronics. Yeah,
Yes, I
animatronics.
fully respect that, and that's why it got a 2. And I do. I'm happy they did that. All right, that is really cool. I do rate that highly. You happy with that? Next, on to the
Yeah,
next.
absolutely.
Yeah,
On to the next.
on to the next. Now, another one from this year. We're pumping out the new releases because this is my favorite horror movie of the year, and that is the Australian movie Talk to Me.
Yeah,
Gerald's,
watching that the first time.
Gerald's
That was
first
pretty
watch.
fun. Yeah. I don't know. I thought I would be more scared than I was. I mean, Yeah, I don't know. I did enjoy it a lot. I did enjoy it, especially with a new with a fresh movie this year.
Hmm.
But honestly, I thought I wanted to be more scared than I was.
At that,
Um,
I'll just cut you off there because I went to the first screening in Perth as well for this. I went to an advanced screening for this, and I obviously saw the trailers and that, and I was like, this is going to be fucking scary. I'm actually going to be scared. And I did come out the same way that you're thinking now, is that it wasn't that scary. It was, don't know, even know how to say it. Like, the way to say this movie is like, yes, it's not scary, but it's fresh. This is an example of a fresh film.
it's creative. It's creative.
Very
It's
creative.
not. It's not something that you've seen in a horror movie before in terms of the concept of a possession of a particular item, but then it completely. I mean, now saying it out loud, it isn't as fresh. But in terms of the hauntings and stuff, it could only affect you if you are holding on to it for a specific amount of time. Because most of the time, when people do it, there's a time limit before things start to happen. Now, typically with this horror movie, things do happen because someone has to be the one that gets affected. Now, with you relating to kids and being harmed in the movie, what did you think of when the kids started getting possessed because he held onto the hand for too long?
I would like to say that's probably my favorite scene in the whole movie. I think that it really took a turn. I think that really showed what how dangerous the hand was, and obviously that probably was easily the scariest part of it because you're like, shit, am I about to see this kid die?
Yeah, and I completely agree. The whole cosmetic makeup that they did when he was absolutely bashing the fuck out of his head in was insane because it looked like he was completely fucked up.
Yeah, so I listened to the boys that made this on Joe Rogan's podcast, and they said he sat in that makeup for like 6 or 8 hours a day.
That is nuts because I could only imagine what that would be like
It'd
wearing
be
that sort of makeup.
so
Hey,
heavy
it
on
would
your
be
face. And
heavy.
he's young. He's like 14, 15, dude. And he killed it, dude. I think everyone in this movie killed it. And I think that's because it's A24, right? And in A24, they let the directors have the creative freedom. Studios that make like The Nun and that, right? Don't let the directors have their creative freedom. They're like, you're going to direct this movie and this is how we want it done. A24 is like, you've made this script. You've made this concept. You get to do whatever you want to a degree, obviously, but they let them have the creative freedom. So they got to pick their own actors. You know, they got to pick their own makeup. They got to pick like how they hurt themselves or die, or you know, if they want to have foot fetish in it. You know what I mean? Like, and that's
That completely had freedom.
exactly, and that's why so many of the greatest horror movies recently are from A24, like Hereditary, The Witch, etc. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got that creative freedom, and you're not held back.
Yeah, I didn't actually notice that until you've mentioned that. Actually, A24 is really killing it with the movies, and those are um the more enjoyable watches
Exactly,
in
and
horror.
and in fact, I would actually kind of say because you know, obviously we're both like heavily into our movies now, and you obviously A24 is like a very, it doesn't make as much money as it's like an indie studio. You know what I mean? Because it
Yeah.
has these creative movies that people probably will not go see. Um, like you know, like a mainstream movie because they have no action movies. There's like really depressing movies, or I think they did their really like first big comedy this year, which was like Bottoms, and then they've done Lady Bird and that, and like After Sun. You know what I mean? They're out of the box films that big studios know that won't make money, like
But
Past
they
Lives.
still managed, but they still managed to make the money because of how good the filmmaking is.
Exactly, and you know, and um, yeah, it is sad to see it. Like you know, in like retrospect, that like not everyone is really that into film, so they're not going to go out of the way to go watch, you know, Past Lives or you know, two Asians that used to be in love when they were kids, and then it's just a great storytelling because you know it could be boring to them, and they're not really when they switch off, they don't want to be like thinking about a movie. They just want to have some dumb fun, and that's kind of what Talk to Me is, where it's like it's got that lore behind it, but it's not too hard to grasp it and understand it. because you don't know really anything about the hand, and that's the best part about it because it gives you that range of you can kind of think whatever you want it to be. Like we don't know what happened to that girl in the end. She could be dead, or she could be she could be a part of those people, or she could be the hand. You know what I mean? Like this. That's the whole
I
point.
know. I feel like I'm pretty sure she was dead. I'm pretty sure she was dead.
But we don't.
Literally.
But you know what I mean. We don't know anything about that side of it. We don't
Yeah.
know.
Okay.
We don't know if it's hell. We don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. Okay.
there's
I understand.
so much you can be creative with yourself. But they are doing a sequel, so they have actually decided they've actually written a script for a prequel. So they reckon. So I don't know if you know much about these boys, but they're fucking real like ADHD, right? So they
Yeah.
said when they started talking to me, they had to write a whole lore behind it. So they have scripts from how the hand got created to now they've also got scripts of after the events of Talk to Me.
Crazy.
So they're gonna pick whatever they kind of feel like what they want to make.
Yeah, the movie was just great in general. Even the opening scene when that guy just stabbed himself in the face, I was like,
Oh,
oh,
dude,
there's no way.
that is
Hey,
one of the best horror openings I've seen in a long, long time, dude. That is really good. That is a really good point you brought up. Yes.
and yeah, we'll talk about that later because I know someone. It's part of the questions that we have coming up,
Yeah.
but yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But in terms of the rating, I gave it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I gave it a 4 out of 5 as well. I think like the fact that it is creative, but it also wasn't as scary as I thought it was gonna be,
Yeah, agreed.
which is a shame because it kind of like it's kind of like we disappointed ourselves, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like if we didn't see a trailer, we could have gone into this and be like, this could have been one of the greatest movies ever. But we saw trailers, and I think that sometimes is a disadvantage with trailers.
I still love the movie, especially because it's an Australian film. I gave it a high rating because Australian films I don't really enjoy that much purely because of the acting or the accent. It
Yeah.
just sounds it just doesn't sound real.
Do you want to know a fun
But this
fact?
movie was just crazy. What?
3% of Australian movies make their money back.
Oh, well,
So, and
there you go.
this was like a $10 million budget, and they made like 100 mil. So, yeah, I think that's a massive thing with Australians. We just don't like the way we fucking sound.
Yeah. I feel like the most money that Australia makes in filmmaking is generally the reality TV, and I think they should just stick to it.
Oh, you know what? The comedy really hit in this as well because obviously because we're Australian, we understood it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Moving on. Next is the classic Zombieland. Um, I chucked this movie in because I thought, why not? It is so fun, and we've just been through all these serious fucked up movies, and I think we needed a comedy in here because we hadn't had one since Shaun of the Dead. And to me, this was actually such a refreshing movie to watch after watching like 28 movies of just intense horror shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, anything with Woody Harrelson and Jesse, is it Jesse Eisenberg?
Yeah, it's Jesse Eisenberg's Emma Stone.
Yeah, Emma Stone is good. Like I enjoy those actors because you know that they're gonna bring something exciting, just the way they act, because they're just staple actors, really.
Yeah.
But I love this movie. It is so funny. I was picking myself laughing. Probably not as hard as the Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse,
Ah,
but
let's go, bro. Yeah.
but this movie is just genuinely great because it's just funny, and then he also incorporates just nerdy things behind it because it's like a game to them.
Yeah.
At least with Jesse Eisenberg.
I think it just doesn't take itself too serious. That's the best part about it. It's not a serious zombie movie. It does have serious times when they're trying to like save the girls and stuff, but they always. I think the narration over the top is a nice touch, and it makes it that extra bit funny and a bit less serious and intense.
Yeah, it is funny. And then the one scene that I always laugh about is when he shoots Bill Murray. Did you
Dude,
think he
oh,
was
every
there?
time, dude, every time. Yeah, that's the one thing I think this movie really holds up. It's
Yeah,
still funny.
absolutely. Yeah, it's still funny.
Did you like the second one when you watched it?
Yeah, the second one was just as good. I know the whole fact that the little girl runs away with a fucking hippie guy
Yeah,
pissed me off
yeah.
because there's no way. But at the same time, that's what happens when you're young. You're in the zombie apocalypse, I would assume, and then you just kind of want to be with someone. It's not many people out there, bro. So
I think the problem with the second one is that they kind of rinse and repeat the same story as the first. So I think there was nothing fresh about it. Um,
there's not much you can do, though. Really, is there?
I think that I
With
think that
zombie movies.
I think there could have been, but come on, like the two girls run away, exactly steals the
Oh
cars,
yeah,
left them
of course.
behind. Like, come on, guys, like think of something a bit different than that. Like, versus another gang or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay, yeah,
but yeah,
that's fair.
I don't think we need to harp on this movie too much because obviously it has been around for ages and everyone's watched this probably 100 times. I've given it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, go with the same 4 out of 5.
Moving on to the next, the first watch for me and maybe for you as well. This is Shyamalan's M Night Shyamalan's The
The
Village.
Village,
Uh,
2004.
yeah, this was not to me a horror movie. What do you
I don't
think?
know. I think it's a horror movie. It's a bit more of a thriller than it is horror, but I can definitely see the horror themes surrounding it.
Mm,
Because imagine, okay, think about this. You're in a forest, in a village, and then you have some weird ass creatures crawling in the woods, and then you don't want to provoke them, and then they're probably gonna fuck you up. That's pretty scary, dude. The
it,
thought of it's pretty
it
scary.
is pretty scary. I kind of get what you're saying. Um, yeah, maybe you are kind of right. It was a bit more of a thriller, probably. I am not a big M Night Shyamalan fan. I don't think his movies are for me, unfortunately. I was kind of excited to watch this because I think this was a bit different to his other projects, and I actually haven't seen this one. But to me, I felt this was the longest 100 minutes of my life, or 108 minutes of my life. I don't know why it felt so long, but it just really didn't capture me in, like, it didn't pull me in at all. Like, I was interested, but I wasn't, I wasn't like attached to anything in this film. And I don't know if it's the way it's written, or if it's the dialogue, or if it's that fucking stupid posh accent, or the way they all talk is, I just don't like it. But I just felt like it was too predictable, and I don't know if you felt that as well, but I definitely felt it was predictable.
It's predictable to me because I had watched it before. It's just I didn't realize that it was that movie that I've watched.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you're right. It is a little bit predictable. But what wasn't predictable was the creatures not actually being real. It was the actual village people to try and keep them from reality, from
Mm,
actual reality.
yeah,
I didn't think that was predictable. I thought that was actually like proper monsters,
yeah.
because that's how it made it out to be.
I did think it was proper monsters as well, and then I saw the costumes. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. I thought they were proper monsters, right? And then when the dad took her to the shed, right, and you didn't see what the shed was straight away, like what was in the shed, I literally was like, "There, this isn't real." I fully think that these people are actually in the modern day because there's only like all the I noticed that all the older people were the ones that were on the council, right? And that were being
Yes.
protective of everyone. So I was like, these people have pulled them out from the. They're actually in the real world. They're in the and now time. And I fucking called it. The monsters I didn't call, but the real time I called. And that's when I realized when they said the monsters weren't real. I was like, I fucking knew it, dude. I fucking called it. And I'm not really good
Yeah.
at finding plot twists, but when I figured that out, I was fucking stoked, bro.
Yeah. That's pretty good. But yeah, I don't know. I took it at face value. Hey, I was just like, right, monsters, olden days. Okay, let's go from here. And then when the special guy ended up dying because the blind girl ended up just absolutely outsmarting him, and then actually finding the people outside in the real world, I was like, okay, this
Yeah.
is this is a pretty cool concept. I didn't
Mhm.
I didn't not like it,
Yeah.
but I didn't hate it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Because I actually did like the concept as well. I just don't like the way he executes and like shoots his movies and like writes the movies. Unfortunately, but I do love the concept, and I think that was really cool. That it really shows like the parents, like, you know they were talking about how like money is just like a greed thing, and like it just kills people, which it does. Like that's all we do in our lives. We work to make money. When to have more money and to spoil ourselves, and they don't have in that village. They don't have money. They all work together. They're all a community, which I think is absolutely such a very cool concept, and I think shows value to what in the real world that like if we all did that, it would be great, but if we just don't.
I mean, you can do it, but then it's just more of a cult.
Yeah, that is true. That is that's true. It's definitely more of a cult. I
I mean,
ended
to
up,
be fair, we're kind of like that. We kind of just do stuff for each other. We
yeah,
don't really.
yeah, but then we call it like just looking out for our friends. But I'm not gonna buy all you guys movie tickets every time we go. But food wise,
Selfish.
yes, food, yes. I'm happy to shout food.
I say less.
I gave it a 3.5.
Same.
Low 3.5, nearly a 3, but it was fine. Um, the last movie before we rank, 31st of October, we watched the classic Halloween on Halloween. This was actually my first time watch, if you should believe it or not.
This
Um,
is mine too. Yeah.
I watched the newer ones when they came out, and I thought the first. Have you watched the newer ones that came out a
No.
few years ago?
No.
I really like the first one. The other two suck. So I was actually quite excited to watch this and see how it all started. And personally, I actually really like this film for some reason. This is definitely not my kind of film. Well, it is my kind of film, I lie. But it's being old and a cheap budget. You can feel the old and cheap budget. And I think it's absolutely bonkers that John Carpenter created this on like such a low budget and quality cameras. You know what I mean? I think he was like, I did watch a documentary on this a while ago, and it was about like how they were the first people to use these cameras that when you run with it, it kind of like sits level. They were like the first cameras that could do it, and I think you can like, I just picked up on that, and I felt like this movie felt so real and so uncomfortably. This is like, I'm not saying uncomfortably like in the fact that I was uncomfortable. I find it really uncomfortably that I was comfy watching this movie. Do you get what I'm saying? Like I was,
You're a freak,
dude.
dude. You're
It
an
was
absolute.
look the whole place, the town was just so nice, so cozy, so neat and tidy. Nice green grass, nice well kept houses. You're just like, this is nice. You know what I mean? And there was just a stalker around killing fucking teenagers.
Yeah, that's like, I don't know. I thought the movie was good. I just didn't think it was great. Mainly because of the way that they portrayed Mike Myers. I'm pretty sure it's Mike Myers, right?
Michael Myers.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can call him Mike
Michael Myers.
Myers. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Give him a nickname, bro.
So
He's your homie.
yeah, yeah, because we're friends. Yeah,
What's up, bro?
yeah. But I don't know, the whole concept of him just stalking, like stalking. I was gonna say it's all right. It's not all right. Never stalk someone. Um, but like just when someone looks over and then you see someone there, I guess it's freaky. But that's pretty much like 90% of the movie, dude. The
Mm,
other 10% is just him killing people just in silence with this fucking mask on. I
mm.
didn't think it was exciting.
You know what? I'm going to tell you, I exactly agree because what this film does, and I think that is why it's not a perfect film, is that what it's really good. What are you right? You looking around?
Because the air conditioning and it's blowing.
Okay. Anyway, I think this film, what it's really good at, is building up the intensity. It's building up towards something, and that's what kept me engaged and really focused on the movie. But I think what it lacks in is that it builds up all this hype, and the kills are just not exciting. It's just like that girl in the car, like it was pretty shit. I think out of the whole movie, the only kill that was good was when he stabs that guy and he like in the knife into the wall and he just stays there on the
Yeah.
wall. That was cool.
I don't know. I like the one where it's just when the girl thinks it's the guy coming back because he went to go get water. The guy dies, obviously,
Yeah.
but it's just Mike Myers spin the hair because he came out with shade over his
Yeah.
head. I laughed at that. I
He's
was
like,
like, comes back with a shade. He's like,
yeah, I think that's just like it's really good at building up this intensity, and you're like, oh, when is he gonna kill him? When is he gonna get him? You just don't know when it's coming. But when it obviously happens, it's kind of like, oh, is that it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was very underwhelming,
Um,
but the suspense was there.
but Jamie Lee Curtis was really good in this. I actually really
Oh,
enjoyed her performance in this.
yeah, she's so good looking in that movie too.
She reminds me of a like Jenna Ortega now. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know
No,
what
I
I mean?
can say that.
Jenna Ortega's like really good in horror. Like you know, she just suits it. You know, she's really good at like making you like making her like feel scared, like screaming and worried, and that's what Jamie Lee Curtis does really well in this. Is just being a teenager that's scared.
Did you see that they were going to use Jenna Ortega in the new Scream movie,
Oh,
number seven?
we're gonna get to that. We'll come back.
Oh,
We'll come to that. I've got that
hey, say
written.
less.
You got that. But yeah, if you haven't seen that movie, I think everyone needs to watch it at least once. I think it's not bad if you can get past. Yes, I actually really like the sound design in this. I will say that I don't think it was terrible at all. But
Take the movie.
I gave it a 4 out of 5.
Okay, that's higher than what I rated. I gave it a 3.5.
Hmm.
It was good. It was just nothing crazy.
I think I actually would rewatch this every year around Halloween. I think I wouldn't mind rewatching it. We'll see how I place it next year.
Yeah, we'll see. I feel like the rewatch value isn't as high for me as it would be for you, but yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty open to watching it, but considering it's pretty fresh for me, it's like, I'm not bothered if I watch it or not.
Exactly, and you've got so many other movies you can catch up on.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, dude, you can watch the trailers now on Letterbox.
Yep,
I,
yep. We'll watch, and then there's a trailer.
true, I didn't know that. That's cool. Now onto the fun part. Things I love to do is ranking stuff, and we're gonna rank all 31's movies we watched. So, I'm glad we finally got through this, Gerald. It was a bit of a grind. It felt like a chore towards the end, but I'm glad we did it and we stuck with it and we got it done. I think next year we'll do a little bit less movies, but Gerald, starting from, do you want to start first and go from 31 to 11?
Okay, so number 31 is Lighthouse. Number 30 is The Blair Witch Project. Number 29 is Friday the 13th. 28 is Nightmare on Elm Street. 27 is The Exorcist Believer. Weird. 26 was Friday Nights at Freddy's. 25 was Annihilation. 24 was Poltergeist. 23 was Fear Street 1966. 22 was The Village. 21 was Halloween. 20 was Fear Street 1994. 19 was Fear Street 1978. 18 was Jaws. 17 was The Exorcist, the original. Number 16 was The Thing. 15 was Zombieland. 14 was Wreck. 13 was Texas Chainsaw Massacre. 12 was Shaun of the Dead. And 11 was Alien. Now, the top 10.
It's when it, I'll just do mine first,
Yeah,
and I'll do mine 31 to 11, and you can do your top 10.
sure thing.
31 is Friday the 13th. 30 is Five Nights at Freddy's. 29 is Blair Witch Project. 28 is Exorcist Believer. 27 is Poltergeist. 26 is The Lighthouse. 25 is Annihilation. 24 is Fear Street 66. 23 is The Village. 22 is Fear Street 1994. 21 is A Nightmare on Elm Street. 20 is Fear Street 1978. 19 is Wreck. 18 is Zombieland. 17 is Evil Dead Rise. 16 is Halloween. 15 is Talk to Me. 14 is The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. 13 is Jaws. 12 is Alien. And 11 is The Train to Busan.
When you say it was completely different, I thought that was like pretty similar almost. There was a couple movies that were out of place, but most of the ratings were kind of similar.
They were pretty similar. They were kind of the same range, but let's see your top 10 so we can really hear
Okay.
this.
Number 10 was Talk to Me.
Damn.
Number 9, yeah. 10's pretty low, but we'll keep going. Number 9 was Evil Dead Rise.
Oh, damn, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah. Number 8 was The Shining.
Damn, G.
Yeah. Number 7 was Silence of the Lambs. Number 6 was Scream.
No, no way. That's 6, dude.
Yes, dude.
Oh, keep going, keep going. I'm listening.
Number 5 was Train to Busan.
No, bro. No way.
Yes.
You think that that's
Yes,
better than
dude.
Scream, bro?
Dude, facts.
Okay, keep
Number
going.
4, number 4 was Hereditary.
Okay, respect.
Number 3 was Coraline.
Respect.
Number 2 was Guess, Drumroll, Midsummer. And then number 1 was Get Out.
Oh, let's go. That's a huge list. That's a huge list. That is crazy. That is diabolical, bro. As if you have tried to push on after Scream, cunt. That actually.
Yeah, but I took into account all the things about Train to Busan. Koreans do it better in any way. Best zombie film I've ever watched. Storyline was pretty good.
Where you're testing the friendship. It's alright. It's alright. It's the
You
best.
go.
It's the best
No,
part.
okay.
It's the best part about film. Number 10, I have The Shining. Number 9, I have The Thing. Where'd you have The Thing?
16.
The 16, yeah. Number 8 is The Exorcist.
Okay.
Number 7 is Coraline.
Oh, dude, nah, I don't know. I feel like it deserves a higher spot, but
Number 6 is Shaun of the Dead.
okay, respect.
Number 5 is Silence of the Lambs.
Oh,
Number
okay.
number 4 is
Midsommar.
Midsommar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
also.
nice, good pull. Number 3 is Scream. Number 2 is Hereditary, and my first is Get Out.
As if you ranked Hereditary higher than Midsommar. Actually, no, I can say that. Hereditary is very scary.
I really like Hereditary. I think that was since Evil Dead, that first one that really scared me. I think Hereditary was like the next movie that proper freaked me out.
Yeah, same. I couldn't go to bed because I can't deal with movies where people are crawling on the walls, dude.
Dude, it's done so fucking creepily, dude. She's just like sideways.
Yeah.
Dude, this is like the little girl's head on the floor, covered in ants. Dude, the
Oh,
mum's just
dude.
staring at the sun when she's chopping her own head off. Oh, I just can't.
Dude, even when they're trying to burn the book and then dad just catches on fire, I'm just like, what the
Dude,
fuck is happening?
I just can't get that scene where she's chopping her head off slowly, and she just looks into his eyes. I just can't do it, dude. It scares the
Or
shit
do
out
you
of
know
me.
what's even scarier?
Oh,
The clicking,
oh yeah,
because that's what the girl did.
yeah.
Oh,
I'm happy we finished, Joe. We did it. We did
we
it.
finally done it.
We did it. The Halloween movie month in 20th of November. We done it.
No, well, keep in mind that we did completely finish it by November,
Yeah,
or after November, or after October, early November.
yeah.
My bad.
That is so true. We're going on to some movie news quickly because we'll go into this after because I do want to relate to the question. So you did bring up the Scream news, and the Scream news I want to touch base on is that the main lead of the Scream franchise has been dropped. Her name is Melissa Barrera. I'm really bad with names. She got dropped apparently because she wrote some comments on Twitter about the Israel war going on right now. I don't know what she wrote, but she's been dropped from the movie, which is pretty nuts. So when she's the main lead in it, I replied with "Let Jenna Ortega cook." I think she'll be a great lead. I don't know how they're going to do this now. I think it's a massive risk of continuing the movie now with her being out of it. They've built up this massive storyline with her in it.
They're just gonna have to refilm.
Have you seen the two newer ones yet?
Um, no,
No, you watched Scream 5 with us at the house.
I watched Screen 5 with you
You
guys.
haven't
I
watched
haven't watched the
Scream.
brand new 6.
Yeah. So Scream 7 hasn't been filmed yet. So that's the bonus. But they've built up this massive storyline with her being like, the main actor. So for her to be dropped is fucking crazy.
They're just gonna have to continue the same storyline, right? Surely.
I don't know how they're going to do it. Maybe she just gets killed at the start.
What? They still have a they filmed and then kill her off.
Dude, people are like writing justice for Melissa. Like people are supporting her. So I don't know what she.
To be fair, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but like, what? I guess everything's just so politically correct now.
Interesting. I need to find out what she wrote. But um, that's where I want to go into the touch of some questions we got from people. We got quite a bit, and I wanted to do one. I don't know if you are comfortable with some of these questions, so I'm happy to answer them. Did one of the questions we got from? I'm just trying to find the photos from Ollie was overrated versus underrated directors. Um, do you have a director in mind that you think is overrated
Um,
off the top of your head?
I was gonna say John Carpenter, but at the same time, like he's made two staple movies, but the rest are so garbage. I don't know if you've
Yeah,
watched any other John Carpenter movies.
I have.
Like Halloween, everything was good, but everything else was trash.
I actually want to kind of watch Escape from New York. I heard that's pretty good, but yeah, I do agree. I don't think he's overrated, but I do get where you're coming from. See, I have the same mindset about Ridley Scott, who made Alien.
Yeah,
I don't know if you know Ridley Scott's filmography, but he made. I will bring it up because I did search it up. He made so obviously Alien. I do appreciate Alien. I think it's a great movie. And I do like Blade Runner. He made Blade Runner, the
oh
original,
yeah, Blade Runner's banger. Yeah,
but he's made like Gladiator, House of Gucci, Hannibal, which I haven't watched yet. Black Hawk Down, American Gangster, Robin Hood. Robin Hood stinks. Fuck that movie. Body of Lies and Napoleon that's coming out soon. So I think Napoleon will be kind of like either for me, do I think he's overrated or do I think he's just fine?
he just keeps using Joaquin Phoenix, in all the movies. I swear,
That is,
he's like a Reese
yeah, yeah,
actor,
yeah. Well, he is like I think ever since
the
her
Joker.
and Joker came out, yeah, he's just been high demand. But
Yeah,
Dude, Napoleon's opened with a 3.3.
that's pretty impressive so far.
Not really. I was expecting at least.
Really? I think
I
that's
was
pretty.
I was expecting at least nearly a 4.
Three's 3.3 is still chilling, like chilling.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll go watch it soon. Now underrated. This is where I'm gonna tell you this guy, right? This is who I
Hmm.
think is the most underrated filmmaker. Okay, he doesn't make perfect films. I completely agree with that, with this status. But I think he's 100% underrated because he makes films that are so enjoyable. For me, right? He doesn't have many. I'm gonna bring out some names, right? Paranormal Activity, the marked ones, which is one of my favorite. That's the one with the Mexicans.
Yeah.
Um, Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day 2.
Don't know those
You haven't
movies.
seen them?
No.
Okay. Freaky. You haven't seen that
Yeah.
either, I'm guessing.
No.
Okay. And he made Scout's Guide to a Zombie Apocalypse. His name is
Okay.
his name is Christopher Landon. He actually got the director's he's directing the next Scream, which
Okay.
I'm excited about. He I think he makes really corny, fun, enjoyable horror like slasher movies you can watch with your friends. Like I think
Okay.
you get what I'm saying? Like we'll watch Happy Death Day, freaking Happy Death Day 2 and you can see what you think. I think they're
Yeah.
so fun slasher movies and they're just like something you watch with your friends, you have a good laugh together and you just come out of it you're like I just had so much fun watching that film. Like Scout's Guide to a Zombie Apocalypse, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just a fun horror movie to watch with your friends. I think he's super underrated, but I think he'll really make his um he really makes him known after Scream 7 if he makes it good enough, you know what I mean?
No, I completely. Yeah. I know what you mean.
Mm.
I obviously can't agree because I don't know.
Most of his
I don't
filmography.
know most of their film. Yeah.
Um, Another question from Ethan was musicals in horror. I'm gonna say no because I hate musicals.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah. No.
Fuck,
Horror's supposed to be scary. You're not supposed to be dancing to them, eh?
I can't. I actually can't do musicals. Like I don't know why. I'm gonna try and watch
Oh,
La La Land.
I can try. I can do the old musicals, like High School Musical. I can do that.
I thought you were gonna
It's
say
just
like
I can't
Singing
do
in the
it.
Rain or something.
No, no, no. I like Wizard of Oz. I can do Wizard of Oz. But I can't do La La Land. I honestly tried, could not do it.
Oh, you don't. Oh, you couldn't do La La Land.
I couldn't. So
Yeah,
if I can't do it, I'm sure you won't be able to.
probably not. But I might give it a shot. Um, off the top of your head, best scene in any movie?
Um, first one was the one we were talking about earlier. When now I can't remember. Cheese grater scene? Was it the cheese grater scene?
Is that the best scene you've seen in any movie?
Oh no, no, it just says best scene in any movie. Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So the one that's always stuck into my head is, have you seen the Benchwarmers?
yeah. Of course, I've seen the
So
Benchwarmers,
when
dude.
Yeah, so when the kid gets winded and he gets knocked down, and
Oh,
they're like, beef stew, beef stew.
Stu,
And then the
yeah.
kid just absolutely gives him a fucking
Like,
mouth load,
as
just
if you
full of
picked that
fart.
scene, dude.
Yeah. That's, so that one. So there's that one. And then the other one is just when Leonardo DiCaprio was playing The Wolf of Wall Street, and he's
Oh,
taken he's taken a whole bunch of Quaaludes, and then he thinks one thing's happening, like he goes to the phone, he's fine, and then he goes out to his car and
yeah.
drives, and then reality shows what the fuck happened. I thought that was funny as hell.
You
He's
know,
just fucked up and driving.
I do love the scene where he's like, "I'm not fucking leaving. I ain't fucking leaving." Love that
Oh
scene.
yeah, that
My
was pretty good.
one of the best scenes I've ever seen in a movie, and I will defend this movie to my life. And I've told countless people in my lifetime this scene. This is the one scene I always tell people. Transformers 3, Dark of the Moon. Shia LaBeouf screams, Optimus! And Optimus comes down, and there is a good 20, 30-second sequence of him just fucking up other robots. And it is the most craziest scene I've ever seen in my life. It is. I still to this day get goosebumps of how crazy this scene is, dude. Do you know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And he comes down, he's like, duh, 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 duh. And it's like 360s, and he just fuck, and he gets Shockwave, and he just fucks Shockwave up. Dude, oh, dude, it gets me excited just thinking about it, eh? And
I love how passionate you are. Eh?
yeah, I love Transformers, dude. And obviously, the leap of faith scene from Into the Spider Verse.
Okay, yeah, yeah, that's pretty cool. I do like that too.
That is probably the second most scene I've watched in my life.
I think we're missing out a very, very, very important scene in the movie, and I'm gonna let you go and have two or three guesses of what scene I'm thinking. So it's in the Marvel universe. Oh, that's the only hint I'm gonna give you.
What, in the
And it's
MCU or like outside the
yeah,
MCU?
no, in the MCU.
Are you talking about when all three Spider-Man show up?
That's great. No.
Okay. Oh, you talking about in Endgame when they all come out of the portals?
Yeah, it's sort yeah.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
It's kind of no, it's when fucking Captain America picks up the Thor hammer, dude. I
Oh,
was like,
yes!
holy fucking
Yes, yeah,
shit.
dude. Yes, that's my guy, bro. Holy fuck, dude. Oh, dude, that scene. So I went and watched that a week after it came out,
Yeah.
and Stone and I were sitting next to each other, and obviously we came out the week after, so all the people that went were the people that weren't as hyped. They just went to go watch it,
Yeah.
and he picked up that hammer. Me and Stone jumped out of our seats, like proper jumped out, cheering. We were the
Yeah.
only people cheering in the whole
Oh
cinema.
no
In a
way,
sold out cinema.
dude.
Dude, I didn't, and you know what the thing is? I didn't care. Me and Stone were like, no fucking way. It was like, just could not believe he just picked up this hammer. We
Yeah,
like,
it's
could
crazy.
not believe it, dude. But that is, yeah, honestly, I'm happy you brought that up. Because I underlooked that scene now that I've seen it so many times. But the scene
Yeah.
that gets me every time is in Endgame is when they all come through the portal and they're all just lining
Yeah.
up. That shit just gets me fucking fully aroused, dude. I just love that scene so much.
I feel like that whole movie was just a complete masterpiece. Like it was a masterpiece, sorry.
Yeah,
I love that movie to bits.
yeah, dude.
Especially when Tony dies, dude. That made
Oh,
me cry so
still
much.
makes me cry, dude. I can't watch that scene, eh? It still makes me cry.
Yeah. But one of the questions as well that was provided, I can't remember who sent it, but it was what superhero would you have as your best friend and why? I'm surprised you haven't written it down.
No, I obviously would pick Spider-Man because bro, he's just a good guy, dude. He just looks after people.
Which, if we're talking about the movies, which Spider-Man we're talking?
Miles Morales. He
Really?
loves music, dude.
I feel like my best friend would be Spider-Man, but the Tom Holland.
Oh, really? He's a bit too nerdy for me, eh?
Nah, it's good because you see the way he actually cares for his friends. He'll do literally
Yes,
anything for them.
that is true. I do agree with that. He's a really good friend. That is, yeah. Okay, you beat me in that question. I understand. You understood the assignment.
I
Um,
did.
backing off the Spider-Man question, it, what do you think of the direction of the Spider-Man movies, and what do you think of the future will hold for them? Also, thoughts on Madam Web trailer. Um, did you watch the Madam Web trailer? Did you see it?
No, I haven't seen the Madam Web
So
trailer.
Madam Web is the center of the Spider Verse in the comics. She looks after how in across the Spider Verse, Miguel or Harris, he like protects the Spider Verse.
Yes,
Um, Madam Web is the one that creates the Spider Verse, so that makes sense.
understood.
Yeah.
I get it.
So I think Sony sucks at making movies. Besides Into the Spider Verse, I think that I know what they're setting up. They're setting up a Sinister Six movie. So do you know what Sinister Six is?
No.
Sinister Six in the comics is basically Spider-Man has to fight Electro. Um,
Green.
it's pretty much what in No Way Home is.
Okay, so like
Yeah,
Green Goblin and all that.
yeah. Green Goblin's not
That.
no, it's not Green Goblin. It's Doctor Octopus, um, Vulture, Electro, Sandman, um, Lizard. I think I already said that, but yeah, you get it's like six of them, right? Oh,
Yeah,
Scorpion.
yeah.
Scorpion's another one.
Scorpion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they're setting that up, and like that's what they did in the Morbius movie. That's like setting up the Sinister Stick to fight Spider Man, and I think they're really stuffing it up because they're making these movies of these villains, and they're making him good.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like they're making him like into good guys. Like Venom is kind of like a good guy. So how are you going to portray a villain into a bad guy when you've just made three movies of him being a good guy?
yeah. I completely understand. They're butchering the storyline.
Yeah, but I'm always going to be there, sitting there and watching. I think all the Spider-Man movies deliver. I think it's the side pieces that kind of lack because it's kind of hard to make us an origin story for a villain when it's not needed.
I've got high hopes for him. Hey, I always love the MCU movies.
Yeah, this is the Sony verse. So Spider-Man owned the rights to Sony owned the rights to Spider-Man.
Okay,
So Marvel can't make anything without Sony's permission. So Sony are kind of like doing their own thing now. That's why they make Venom, Morbius, Madam Web, all that. Craven the Hunter. They're all Spider-Man verse movies,
yeah, got you.
and they will be making a Spider-Man 4. So look, I'm keen for the Spider-Man movies. They need to make Venom 3 and Craven the Hunter that are coming out next year good enough to make me really to be more interested in that side of it. But
Yeah,
yeah, if you would, if the Spider, I'm always going to be a Spider-Man fan till I die, though. So you see me opening night, Beyond the Spider Verse, I'll be there, bro.
I'll be there too. Don't worry, bro.
Last question: what is something from modern horror movies that lack compared to older ones, based off your recent horror movie month? Straight off the top of my head, I can tell you right now is that you CGI.
I was about to say the same thing. More use of physical props, dude.
Yeah, dude, I think like the Thing is a massive factor in that. The Thing literally is like made out of like it looks real and it makes it more terrifying. And then they made like a prequel thing and it's CGI and it just looks like shit, man.
If anything, just a good balance. You know, if you're going to use CGI, at least use some sort of like physical props.
Yeah,
You have the
exactly.
budget. You have the budget for it.
Yeah, like how could an Exorcist movie make like a girl's head turn around and look so real, and then you get like an Exorcist movie now and it just looks so fake? It's
The buddy in the oh, is it fucking
the
what was
body
he
in the
saying?
blood, the body in the blood,
Oh yeah, buddy in the blood.
the body.
So dumb.
So dumb, bro. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Do you want to end it here, or would you like to review two more movies, or we can just I do have.
No,
We want to say.
we can just end it here because it just gives us more content for the for future for
Okay.
future
So,
parties.
um, thanks for tuning in again. I'm really happy we did this. It's been a while, and I'm happy to get this out because, obviously, with what's been going on in life, it is going to be the same kind of problem. Maybe going forward, I will try my best with the fact that Lockie's moving house, and now I'm going to be moving house soon. And work's really hectic. It's that time of year, Christmas. You all know the deal. We will try and get them out once every fortnight. Um, we do have a normal podcast coming out this week or next week. It depends how I quickly get this edited. Next episode, we're watching Thanksgiving this weekend, and hopefully we get time to watch Saltburn before we review do the next podcast. So next episode will be the Hunger Games new movie, which we already watched, and The Killer by David Fincher. And we'll definitely do Thanksgiving and hopefully Saltburn, which I really want to watch Saltburn. And if somehow we fit it in, we get Napoleon as well, which will be
Doubt it, but it'll be pretty good.
yeah. But I doubt we'll get Napoleon fitted in before we film again. But if we do, that'd be fucking nuts. Which I don't think we will anyway. But that's 4 brand new movies come out and in one episode. So and I've got a lot to talk about these films. I think I'm pretty excited to chat about these films. But like you said, we'll save it for next time.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned, bro. Like, subscribe. Let us know what you thought of the episode, what we can do better, or what you'd like to hear from us more. I think I'd like to, now that we've done those massive movie reviews, like doing 9 movies in one episode is just nuts. Now we can go in depth more for like 4 movies and like do maybe a draft at the end or like a little game or something, some sort at the end. But yeah, this is only our 3rd episode and we're only going to get better from here.
Yeah, and as always, if you have any questions or if you want us to answer some of your questions, don't be afraid to message the Being Human Show chat, the Instagram, or DMing one of us. We're always there to answer, anyways. Anything about the new movies?
Yeah. Sounds good, bro. All right. Have a good week, Gerald. I'll probably talk to you tomorrow anyway. But anyone else that's watching this, stay safe and see you next time.
Yeah, peace.